Tell us the story about this Moyle person that Grandma Horne loved.
The what?
This Moyle man that she loved.
Oh.
Tell us what happened with him.
You're supposed to advertise that.
It's okay.
Well, let's see. I get his name was Henry D. Moyle, wasn't it?
That's one of those Moyles.
I believe so. Anyway, he and Mother were very fond sweethearts. And during the 80s, Mother used to get all her close friends together at Bathsheba Smith's home on West Temple, and they'd give one of Shakespeare's plays and each take a part, you know. And so one year, that it was about 1885, let's see, Mother wasn't quite 20, was she? No. And so they gave this show, and Bathsheba W. Smith was always there to supervise it and to see that it went right, you know, because it was right in her home. So she was so fond of this guy, and he was called on a mission back east somewhere. I don't know exactly where.
Now, was it a mission or was he going to law school?
A what?
Was it law school or was it a mission?
It was a mission.
You don't think it was law school?
Not what?
Law school? Was it law school?
What's that?
Was he going to go to law school to be a lawyer?
Oh, well, he was on a mission at this time, I'm pretty sure,
I see.
in the Middle East. Well, so it came time for some special occasion, his birthday or something, and she wrote a lovely love letter to him, and she expected to marry him. Oh, he was so delighted with it, so he ran and showed it to his mother when he came home for a visit. Made her boiling mad. She called up Mother and gave her the dickens for interfering with his work as a what would you say, missionary, and she told him not to ever write to him again. So she didn't. And he quit writing to her. Then Father stepped in and took his place when he found out she was free again. And he won her over, and they were married in the Logan Temple, February 20th, 1890. And they were always very happy. But soon after they were married, he was sent to the southern states on a mission. And they had already started with the birth of Mary, and she was born while he was on this mission. Well, when she got old enough to walk around and so forth, a little older, why, Mother got a job teaching school to help with the mission up at the Washington School, and she took Mary along. And of course, Mary enjoyed it. She was just a little girl, but she got in on all the special programs that Mother was on, and Mother was teaching kindergarten, I think. So she was part of the group. And
now, what happened to this Moyle guy?
huh?
What happened to this Moyle man that she knew?
Well, he said to Mother, now what'll I do? I've lost you. Well, I'll find you a wife. So she picked out the one that he married. And then I told you that I used to drop in there after my music lesson in the Templeton building and give her all the dope I knew. And I didn't know there was anything wrong with it. And she just ate it up, you know. And
Now, when George died, this Moyle man came to visit her after her
Yes.
husband's death. What happened there?
well, there was this, I told her there was this big building across the street from the church grounds north. There were two big apartment houses made of hard stone, beautiful buildings. We might have some pictures of them somewhere. And some way or other, why Mother and Father got in one of those upstairs apartments when Joseph was about 3 or 4 years old. And he liked to climb the stairs out the hallway, up and down. But when Father died suddenly, he had that fall in the bathroom, and I called him in the night to come and help me because I wasn't supposed to get up, and it killed him. So they had the funeral on the 17th ward on First West, like First North, I guess it is. They've torn down that building since then. And after the funeral, why, he came up to see Mother.
Now, this Moyle guy came?
And they went in the front room and locked the door. And they stayed in there for quite a while. Well, I think before that he had gotten married by somebody Mother recommended. So it was over between them, but they had quite a love affair there.
So nobody knows what went on behind the locked doors, huh?
Yeah, and then of course when Mother was on the general board of the Relief Society, he told her anything he could do for her, he was glad to do it. And he'd bring things to her and haul things up to the building, and anything that she needed, he brought. And I told you that he said, now whom can I marry? And so Mother picked out this lady for him to marry. And of course I didn't know about this, I was just a little girl.
Now this was Aunt May that he married?
So I'd take my music lesson over in the Templeton building with Mary and Cannon. And then I'd start walking home, and I'd drop in at their place, and she'd be waiting for me. Then she wanted to hear all that was going on in our household. And see, she just lived around the corner from Grandmother Smith. Grandmother was on West Temple at a little house. And they used to have their once a month meetings in her home, and she always was there to guard it and see that they did it properly. But Aunt May wasn't. Aunt May, she'd been done in. Well, now what's happening at your house? Well, blah, 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 blah. Then I'd tell her everything I knew. And when I probably ran out, why then she probably gave me some ice cream or something, and then I walked home. But I can remember her just listening like this, you know, everything I said.
That's good.